Video Reflection. Práctica Progresiva 3. Supervisión. Lesson Plan Number 1. School Santa Cecilia. Type Particular Subvencionado. Grade 8th grade. The number of students are 19, females 13 and male 6. The age group of the class is from 13 to 14 years old. The date of the lesson is in October 17. The time of the lesson is from 8 to 8:45. The length of the lesson is 45 minutes. The coursebook unit is Future Matters. My school teacher's name is Luis Candia. The main aim of this lesson was the students will be able to recognize different modal verbs in written form and orally, some functional exponents, modal verbs, present simple. Personal aim: be able to catch a student's attention, be able to talk fluently in front of the class, be able to answer the student's doubts, be able to project the voice effectively, be able to distribute the time well in each time. Subsidiary aims: grammatical, lexic, pronunciation, using Bloom taxonomy chart. 1. Language form. 2. Vocabulary: she, it, you, we, they, study, go, love, verb to be. 3. Pronunciation, speaking. 4. Reading listening strategy: eliciting, predicting, checking prediction, skimming, scanning, listening for gist. Target language: linguistic content, form, meaning, pronunciation. 1. Vocabulary: students learned the words he, she, it, you, we, they, study, go, love, verb to be. 2. Language focus: modal verbs and present simple. 3. The pronunciation of modal verbs and verbs. In the language focus, we have the present simple, the first person affirmative form. For example, I will go to the beach next summer. The pronunciation, practice of the sounds of words. Assume knowledge, necessary input for the specific lesson, in terms of lexis, in terms of grammar, verbs in present form, vocabulary. Anticipated problems. Students didn't know some of the modal verbs and possible solutions. Prepare a PPT with an introduction to the topic, pictures, and examples for understand the subject, projected from the computer. Aids and attachments, PowerPoint and a whiteboard. This is part of the PPT that I showed to the students. I tried to do it the most colorful possible to catch students' attention. I put some reference of The Simpsons and other animes to catch the attention of the students also. I made the students repeat every sentence in order to improve their speaking skills and pronunciation. I finally showed them a little video about modal verbs in the context of a movie, and they needed to identify the modal verbs in that video. Teaching practice lesson plan format. Stages: leading, presentation, and practice. I base my lesson plan in the PPT format. First, we are going to start with leading. What I'm going to do and say: teacher greets students. I write the aim of the lesson on the board. What learners are going to do and say: students are going to listen to what the lesson will be about and then they will write the aim in their notebooks. The interaction patterns is teacher-students and the time 5 minutes. Presentation. Teacher presents the topic and talks about some situations using modal verbs, presenting a PPT to remember. Then I ask students to take notes. What learners are going to do and say? Students listen to the teacher and take notes. Interaction patterns. Teacher students. Time 10 minutes. Practice control. What I am going to do and say? I'm going to show a video and ask students to recognize the modal verbs and write them in their copybooks. Teacher asks students to do the worksheet. What learners are going to do and say? Students listen to the teacher and do the activities from the video. Interaction patterns. Teacher students. Time 5 minutes. Less control. What I'm going to do? Teacher writes some sentences with blank spaces for modal verbs using the verb. Then I gave some minutes for students to read the sentences and guess the corresponding modal verbs. Finally, I asked some students to go in front of the board and complete the missing spaces with the correct modal verb. What learners are going to do and say? Students read the sentences and write the answers in their copybooks. Students go in front of the board and do the activity asked by the teacher. Interaction students-teacher. Time 20 minutes. Production. Teacher asks students to create their own sentences using modal verbs and show them with a classmate and then read it for the class. What learners are going to do? Students create the sentences, share with their classmates, and read some examples aloud. Interaction teacher-students. Time 5 minutes.